Low-level design and documentation is the heartbeat of game development, deciding the amount of damage of a certain skill, tweaking a character's movement to feel just right, or balancing the perfect talent system. These are the decisions that refine your game and shape it into a polished and playable product. In this video, I will show you how to dive into the trenches of game design and make low-level documentation your ultimate tool. Hello guys, this is Duilio here, but you can call me Dewey or Dewey, and welcome to this video series about creating game design documents. We are here to learn how to create a usable, organic, and outstanding GDD. This is the 5th video in this series, so we have reached the first half. If you missed the previous ones, by the end of this video I will direct you to the list that includes everything we have covered so far. At least you should check the high-level document video for context, so I'm leaving a card up here so you have that video at hand. So, what is a mid or low-level document? Let me begin with mid-level. Well, this isn't something that you would hear regularly. We often just talk about high level and low level. I like to think that mid-level is designing a game mechanic before going into production, while low-level design and documentation happens once you have properly implemented and iterated on the game mechanic. This means that eventually all your GDD will be composed of low-level documentation. But before jumping into this, let's explore how we can turn our high-level document into a mid-level document. We will use this mid-level document as the initial blueprint for our devs to begin implementing the game design, while we begin engaging on low-level design to polish our game mechanics. Now, I have to admit that I have lied to you. In a previous video, I promised there wouldn't be any game theory involved in this course, but if we want to move forward with mid and low-level documents, we need to understand what the core loop is and how it shapes our vision and direction. I'll be brief so we can return to the task at hand. The core loop is the sequence of activities that the player repeats constantly while playing the game. It represents the very essence of the gameplay, and it is designed to keep the player engaged, invested, and committed to the game. You may ask why we need to know about core loops. The reason is only by knowing your core loop you will know which are the core mechanics, and if we know the core mechanics, we know where to begin with a low-level design. So what we are going to do is target the structural bones of our game. What is the fundamental part of your gameplay that you need to build, so you can have, for example, War of the Maelstrom instead of yet another RTS? As a practical example, let's pick one of our core mechanics. In my case, I want to delve deeper into the talisman slots and region system for the heroes. At the bottom of my high-level concept, I previously explained some basic stuff about the system, 4 talisman rows per hero, and regions that are acquired as players level up their accounts. Basic regions are obtained by leveling. Regions could be upgraded through an alchemy system to enable min-maxing. Unique regions could be obtained through achievements. These are the topics that we need to answer. So, what we are going to do is to arrange the information in a different way. All the concepts and references are going to go below, while the low-level design of mechanics is going to go on top. The reason we do this is because when going low-level, we want to start writing the instructions for creating our game. All the conceptual part should go below because it is expanding the design, it is explaining our decisions, but it is not explaining how we have to make the game. So with the information properly organized, we can begin answering our questions. What does this system look like? So we explain the interface. How are regions obtained? So we explain the gameplay. How are regions inserted into talismans? So we explain the functionality. Which are the mechanics affected by each region? So we explain the interaction with other systems. What does leveling up mean? So now we know that we have to develop a progression system in another part of the documentation. Because this is all complex enough, I can already see that I have some content to scrap. I think that this alchemy system to upgrade regions is a little bit too much, and it's not part of our main gameplay loop. Remember, when going low level, we have to start with the mechanics that are the most important to the core loop. As part of your documentation and design process, you will be juggling between high and low level design, depending on the current needs of the project. Iteration, balancing, fine-tuning, these are all things you do while engaging in low-level design. In the next video, we will begin with the process of building a game design document, a proper GDD. So if you missed the previous videos, I am leaving here a link to the entire list for this video series so you can have a better grasp of what we want to cover here. Nothing more to add this time. Remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you do not miss the next videos. Thank you for joining me, see you on the next one.